or both?
Both.
Wow, very good. Ladies and gentlemen, you're hearing about some of the very useful skills that your girls will be exposed to as a result of being involved in the Girl Guides. Another reason to make sure that they join up. Tell us more.
We also learn military drills, such as standing at attention, standing at ease, the drills we do on Independence Parade.
Okay, who teaches those?
Yes. Well, we learn it from our leaders, the older guiders.
Okay.
Yes, who have been exposed to it before.
But Mrs. Henderson, do you sometimes have a member of the Defense Force, for example, to come in and teach the students, or you yourselves are sufficiently able to teach those basic drills?
I does it, but sometimes I'll get the military to come in.
Okay, very good. Go ahead, tell us some more. You learn to cook, you learn to sew, you learn to bake, you learn drills.
And this one is very important because it comes in handy. First aid. We learn how to do first aid, spear on people in case someone has an incident. Yes.
So don't go with that too fast, because I want to emphasize that. That's very important. The learning of first aid, because learning of first aid means you learn how to save lives.
Yes.
And saving lives is absolutely critical. That's what we're all about, right? Staying alive. So, who teaches that? Who delivers that instruction?
The Red Cross.
The Red Cross. All right. I myself, ladies and gentlemen, have been fortunate to be on the receiving end of training in first aid from Mrs. Fo and others at the Red Cross Society. So we want to use this forum here on Frank and Candid to thank the Red Cross for being so kind as to deliver its the training in the different aspects of first aid, including to the Girl Guides, and they do this, of course, free of cost. So that, I think, is an excellent benefit of being involved in the Girl Guides. It might be the only place where our young girls learn to use first aid. Go ahead.
Yes, we also learn life skills such as gardening, growing our own crops, and especially in this time that comes in handy.
Definitely. Wow.
Yes. We also do camping, which give the girls a sense of responsibility and well-being.
You do camps. That's living camps at times where you spend the night?
Yes.
Okay. How often are these held? How often do you have these camps? Every year?
Yes, once a year.
Once a year. Do you travel overseas sometimes, Mrs. Henderson?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Can you give us an idea as to where you've been, for example? Just one or two places?
We have been to Anguilla
Anguilla?
and to our sister island in Nevis.
Of course. All right. And I believe over time, you might be able to travel to other countries. Let's hope COVID takes a back seat, in fact disappears altogether, and allows travel to resume. And you can take your girls further afield. Virgin Islands, Antigua, Windward Islands, and who knows, maybe later on to more distant places, North America, Europe. But certainly it's a good means by which girls get to learn and understand other cultures. Instead of remaining in St. Kitts all the time, we offer opportunity for them to travel. Excellent, I like that. Oh, sorry, let me get this information clear, Mrs. Henderson, because you just mentioned that you've been to Nevis. Is the Girl Guide Association in St. Kitts separate from the Girl Guide Association in Nevis? Is there a separate Girl Guide Association in Nevis, or is there one St. Kitts Nevis Girl Guide Association?
One St. Kitts Nevis Girl Guide.
So tell us what's happening with Nevis. So what's the situation there in Nevis? Is there an active, vibrant company in Nevis?
Yes, we have a company going right now in Nevis, and as we are asking persons in Nevis as well to reach out, and they too can be a part of this great family.
So there is someone in Nevis whom those in Nevis ought to contact, or those in Nevis have to contact you as well? At the moment?
At this moment, they will be able to contact me, and we will transfer the conversation to the Nevis end.
I see. Okay. Tell us more. We're still waiting for someone to call us and at least congratulate the Girl Guides on what they've done so far and give us an idea as to give us some suggestions as to what the Girl Guides should do or could do. In the meantime, yes, you want to?
Yes. Okay, what can we learn during guiding? Well, as I said before, I learned leadership. And girls can also learn self-development. Communication skills as well. Keeping fit, becoming a homemaker, having fun outdoors, and discipline, and many more.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I want to go with that, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, forgive me for talking so much on this session here, which really belongs to the Girl Guides, but I want to go with the list of benefits, the list of things, the list of activities that girls learn and become involved in during their membership of the Girl Guides Association. They learn discipline of various sorts. They get involved in outdoor activities, so they become admirers and lovers of nature. They understand the value of nature. They learn communication skills. They get involved in leadership development. They do things like gardening. They get involved in camps. First aid. They learn to cook. They learn to sew. They learn to bake. They learn drills. They learn how to save lives in emergencies. I mean, what more can you ask for from an association that features youngsters? Let's take this call. Good morning, caller.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I want to ask a question. Would you consider discipline to be a punishment? Because I hear the young lady talking about discipline all the time. What you consider discipline to be? Punishment or what? Or guidance?
Well, discipline, of course, can assume a number of forms or feature. Discipline can involve directing the individual into abandoning certain behaviors and engaging in other socially accepted behaviors by means of persuasion, by means of incentives, by means of promises, by means of exposure to a certain environment. But discipline can also mean correction. It can also mean punishment. It's not necessarily synonymous. But discipline can involve that aspect where a child is corporally punished, physically punished, as a means of letting him understand that what he did or said or did not do, for that matter, is utterly unacceptable. But discipline does not necessarily, does not automatically involve punishment, because discipline can very well be the means by which someone is directed into a certain type of conduct or behavior. Okay? You want to add anything to that?
No, you were clear enough.
Thank you.
No, you're good.
I see. So, we have another caller.
Yes, Mr. Blake, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Mr. Blake, stop talking about the bridge because it ain't fixed yet. I want you to walk over there when you're going home. You're from the area. If you could go over and fix Boulevard over Civic, then you must look after the poor people properly. I say, and the old people ever go in and say, we want concrete. The board them when they put them up there, the sun them start to lift them up, the school them start to let go. And public works, the board when they take over and throw them in the gut, please to go and move them.
Okay.
Please to go and move the board while you take off.
Alright, I'm going to have a look, but we're talking with the girl guys right now.
I want to say something to the girls guys.
Right, thank you.
We at the Focus University adore you all. Most of us down there know where that organization come from. And it's a pity we don't see more young girls. I heard a young lady talking to you this morning. And it's a pity we don't hear more young girls and see them in parade up in the park and Independence Day. The young boys don't want to think it's big thing. Everybody look forward to go up there over what the great brought you. And the girls guide and parade. and the rest platoon them, and we don't see that. That's just to show you, Mikey, where we fall down. We fall down. And we have to bring it back to where we were.
Definitely.
You understand? I was so proud in the battle while I was listening to the young lady talk. Because a lot of the young girls, just all that she talk about, they cannot do, they cannot wash, they cannot iron, cook what, and they have parents who trying to teach them. But because we are mashed up, break down. A warning my government to put in the curriculum parenting, put it in school. Have a good day, Mikey.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right. Let's take another caller.
Hello, Mr. Blake.
Yes, sir.
You know who this is speaking, eh?
Well, not yet.
This is Major Jones.
Hey, Major Jones. Yeah, my former commander.
Yes, sir. Well, you see, I thought what you said put out there as regards to the discipline, it was well put. It was well put. And I always use you as a wise person. You listen and you take instructions. But then, knowing you as an old soldier, and a little girl was speaking about drills, you'll be able to help the system right away because she's right on the ball there. How do you think about that?
You want to repeat the last part? I was slightly interrupted. I needed to turn down your radio a bit, I'm advised.
Well, what I was just saying,
Yes, thank you.
is that you, as an old soldier,
Yes.
and you know, the little girl speak about discipline and
Of
speak
course.
about drills and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you see, you're right at the thing there, and this is your thing. So therefore, you could ask for an invitation unless she invites you to help with the drills.
Of course.
Since that is part of discipline.
Definitely.
You agree?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And by the way, I want to thank Major Jones for his regular columns. Well, the newspaper is no longer produced in physical form, but we know he used to write some very useful, informative, and instructive bits of advice in the Labour Spokesman on a weekly basis. Of course, he has spent many years in the Defence Force. He was ADC to our Governor General, Sebastian, for many years, and he has served as a soldier for an even longer period. And he was the commanding officer of my unit when I was a member of the Reserve Corps of the Defence Force. Thanks a lot for your leadership, Major Jones. All right, and so he's supporting the view that discipline is important. And I believe, let me just say quickly, for example, I was down at the Beffront yesterday to observe to what extent the experiment at the new bus terminal would be successful. And I'm convinced that it could work and it will work if we have one critical ingredient, discipline among the bus drivers. We have another caller? Alright? I believe that element is fundamental to the success of the endeavor. The bus drivers must exercise discipline. Now, when we talk about discipline here, we're not talking about physical punishment. We're not talking about corporal punishment. We're not talking about that kind of thing. We're talking about an attitude, instilling and exercising an attitude that leads to a particular type of behavior that conduces to smooth, successful operation of the business. And I think that's what is lacking among the bus drivers. I think if they were to get to that point where they become a disciplined entity, the experiment will work. But the Girl Guides has been around for some time. The issue is that not enough girls are becoming involved. So we are appealing to this caller.
Yes, greetings.
Yes, sir.
Give thanks for the program.
Mm-hmm.
Extending greetings to your guests in studio, you know?
Definitely.
I want to wish them all the best in the endeavors. Speaking of discipline, as a race of people, our sexuality is on the attack, especially the young people. Especially the girls also, in our race, you know? The women of our race.
Yeah, carry on.
Are we there? Are we connected?
Yes, we are.
Okay. What is inside of your program for enabling the girls to be strong in the face of their sexuality, you know?
Mm-hmm.
As I say, it's on the attack. What is there in your discipline area to help them go through this in their daily lives? We'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's a very good question. to what extent does the girl guide help the members to understand their sexuality, to understand what it means to be a female as a young girl and as a teenager and as an adult? Do you emphasize, for example, the critical role that women play in society? Do you teach them the dangers of early sexual activity, of sexual promiscuity? Do they understand how they should be treated with dignity and respect, and that they need to say no when approached in a certain way, and that they need to stand up and defend their rights and defend their gender, their sex, and understand that as a female, she has a role, she has a duty, she has a place in society which is unique, separate and apart from that of the men, which must be understood, honored and respected. And so we will find less examples of female aggression, of female wanton and reckless behavior, that they would dress in a certain way. They would sit, walk, talk, carry themselves in a manner that is decent and appropriate, and which encourages men to respect them, and so on. Yes. That's the question the guy is asking. Do you actually engage in sessions like those? Do you have persons coming in to talk to the girls, to lecture them, and so on? Do you have workshops and seminars from time to time?
Yes,
Tell us, both of you.
Well, first of all, that's where the Girl Guides laws comes in. It tells you how a girl should act.
Mm-hmm.
How a girl should act in public and in general.
Right.
Yes.
So you yourself, Vinicia, as a youngster, have learned from that.
Yes.
And you would say that you have been able to stay on the straight and narrow because of what you would have learned, what would have been instilled in you from Mrs. Henderson and from the Girl Guides movement.
Yes.
That's what you're saying here to the public,
yes.
to St. Kitts, to Nevis, to the rest of the world. Mm-hmm. That the Girl Guides movement has helped you, Vinicia Elizabeth Wilkinson, to be an upstanding young woman.
Yes, as I said, we follow our laws and promise.
Okay, very good. I like that. Let's take another caller. Hello? Hello, caller?
Yes, Mike, hit me again.
Sure.
My brother in Eli touch on a
important matter.
He touch on a thing there, and he's so right. And you also touch on a point there where I could adherence to that. And not every day we see it around us. We young girls, them is man, the dress appearance is terrible. The behavior, the talk, everything is awful. And I asked him, Mikey, what department could lobby these young girls in school, especially them who just about to reach school, who are reached nowhere academically and they're just waiting to go out in the work field? Because they're coming out like they learn nothing. This ain't think it's, you know, and short-term business, when we see from Spanish people, that ain't we, you know. That is not we. And I asked him, the system, the government, to get involved, because we can't go down the road with the young ones, them, especially the young women, them. It's terrible, Mikey. And I want you to expand on it some more. The dressing, the way how they behave. We got to look into get these in some kind of organization, like either through the school or the girls' guide. And the juvenile court must be involved. If you see the behavior from these young girls down here in the court, let's say tomorrow, Friday night, it's terrible. Because it's telling you, Mikey, if a man named Robert Blatcher down in the 4th point, so you live down in the 4th point was around here, them kind of behavior they couldn't walk. That's why I am what I am. Have a good day, Mikey.
Okay, thank you. We have another caller? No, but clearly, there are some of us who believe that we no longer have to wait until this carnival time to see 90% of a female's body. Because the way a lot of females dress nowadays, morning, noon and night, at all times of the year, they're exposing so much of their anatomy. You no longer have to wait until this carnival to see a lot of this and a lot of that, and to see a lot of beer this and a lot of beer that. And that's a shame. And so we're hoping that the Girl Guides would continue to teach its girls, teach its members that that is not the way to go. Let's take a quick break and we'll come right back.
Poinciana Restaurant on the Frigate Bay Road opens daily at 11 a.m. to serve you lunch and dinner. Whether you desire to dine in or take out, Poinciana Restaurant offers both to serve you better. Call Poinciana Restaurant at 465-5216 for your lunch or dinner takeout and reservations.
My name is John Barsa, and I'm the Acting Administrator for the U.S. Agency for International Development. The U.S. is working with our Caribbean neighbors to fight COVID-19. USAID is helping health workers prevent, detect, and treat COVID-19 and provide care to those affected. For years, we've worked with our partners in the region to improve the lives of the Caribbean people. We've gone through trying times before, and we'll get through this together.
This message was brought to you by the United States Agency for International Development.
Thank you very much for remaining with us here on ZIZ and on Frank and Candid. We have with us, of course, the Girl Guides, and we are encouraging those in authority, guardians, parents, to ensure that your girls become enlisted in the Girl Guides Association. Now, Cecil, where are you located? Where's the Girl Guides headquarters? How can folks become members? And you're talking about having companies around the island. So, are you saying that you like women in Keon and Saddlers and Old Road and Jet Bay to become members of the Girl Guides so that they can be leaders of companies in the various villages?
Yes.
Tell us how that works. What should they do? And give us your contact information because we will soon be out of time.
Okay. In order to become a member, to join this fantastic organization, you need to tap into our email address as St. Kitts Nevis Girl Guides at gmail.com. And
that is SAINT.
Yes, SAINT. SAINTKITTSNEVISGIRLGOIDES at gmail.com. All lowercase, all it doesn't matter, not case sensitive. Saint Kitts, that's the full word Saint, SAINT, not the abbreviation ST, please. SAINT, Kitts, St. Kitts Nevis Girl Guides. And it's girl singular, not girls, but girl singular, guides plural. St. Kitts Nevis Girl Guides at gmail.com. St. Kitts Nevis Girl Guides at gmail.com. That's the email contact info. Yes.
And what number could they call?
You can call at 667-2675.
667-2675.
And you can leave your name, address, and your telephone number, and we would get back to you as soon as possible.
Okay, please call Mrs. Henderson or her associates, her co-leaders at 667-2675 or email them at St. Kitts Nevis Girl Guides at gmail.com. The headquarters of the Girl Guides is
located at Taylor's Range.
Taylor's Range. It's a building that is painted
yellow.
Yellow? Not a bright yellow, I think.
No.
Alright, but it's very visible. Not very far from Beach Island Primary School or Washington Artibald High School or the temporary Basset High School for that matter. It's on the road below, for those of us who know where Taylor's Range is. Taylor's Range is on the same road with the Taiwanese Embassy, the same road with the Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park Society, the same road with the Solid Waste Management Corporation. Sorry? Right? It's the same road where the National Olympic Association has its office. That long road, very important road, it hosts quite a number. The Masonic Lodge is also on that road. It hosts quite a number of important buildings on the Taylor's Range Road, and that's where the Girl Guides headquarters is. What time do you have your sessions for the girls?
We have it on Fridays from 5 until 6:15 p.m.
So sessions for Girl Guides are at the headquarters from 5 p.m. And will you be having a session tomorrow?
No.
So when is the next?
We are off from the COVID So right now we are waiting on the COVID task
force,
the task force, in order
to give you the go ahead to resume.
Yes.
So when are you thinking of? For example, schools reopen next month. Do you think you should be open? You could be open at that time.
We are thinking of opening just as soon as school open, and not just only at the headquarters itself. It has another group that goes on in Newtown, begin at the same time at 5 on the same Friday, from 5 to 6:15, and also you can contact into Nevis end, and I will give you some more information on that end when you give me an email or call, and we will make some decision.
I want to recommend Mrs. Henderson, Acting Girl Guides Commissioner, and Vinicia, that when you do resume your sessions with the girls, that you put the notice on bulletin board, so that the public can know that sessions have resumed. For those who are already members and for those who are going to become members as a result of this session this morning, that they know that it is time to send out their daughters.
Yes.
I also suggest that you speak to the schools. You can speak to the Chief Education Officer and ask her to send information to all the schools advising that Girl Guides has resumed, so that they can turn up on Fridays. Some of them might want to leave school and go directly to Girl Guides, depending on where they live, which begins at what time again?
5.
Normally begins at 5. And of course, it finishes before it gets too dark, so that the girls can find their way home, or the parents can come and collect them. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, that the Girl Guides is one of those organizations that caters to young people, in this case females, and which serves a very vital role in our society. We heard Manners and others speak about the deterioration in the behaviors of a lot of our girls, and the need for the association, the Girl Guides, to again take its place and help to salvage some of what we are seeing happening around us. I believe that the Girl Guides deserves our support. I believe it could do well with a strengthening of its membership. I believe that it serves as a useful forum for all of our young girls out there between the ages of 4 and a million to become members, if not as Girl Guides themselves, as leaders. Because of course the association will always need the adults to help guide the younger ones. So we are inviting you to consider doing just that. This has been our episode of Frank and Candid for today, Thursday, 27th August, and we hope that you learned from it. Thanks very much to Mrs. Henderson and Guide Vinicia for being here, and we believe that your efforts will not go in vain, that as a result of this interview, many persons will become members of the Girl Guides. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, do the right thing. See you again tomorrow.
Your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world. Whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous, you can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us on the web at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises 466-9595.
This feeling makes me feel nice. 11 blends of herb and spice.
We all know that KFC is the #1 place for the tastiest chicken. But did you know that we just added salads to our menu? Yes! Chicken salad, available in original or spicy, or the garden salad. Watching the figure? Working out? Come to KFC today and check out our healthier option. Chicken salad $25, garden salad $20. KFC, finger licking good.
In case you don't know us, you're just twisting the dial away and managed to bump into us. This is ZIZ Radio from Adam St. Kitts.
In the top